Sorry. How's everyone? Hey, Long John, Tom, how are you both? I have a copy of the Dharmapada. This is translated by Egnath Swarn. Been a great teacher in my life since 1990, 1989, something like that. Um, very, very fortunate to have discovered him, his books, his tapes, his pamphlets that I've been getting forever, once a month. Really good stuff. Tom says, Hare Krishna, the essence of Hinduism is the same essence of all true religions, bhakti, or pure love for God, and genuine compassion for all beings. Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Hey, Antonia. Hey, Lady Sky. So, lots of stuff on my mind. Let's start with the twin verses. The Dhammapada is sort of like the Beatitudes. Some say the Beatitudes are the only actual words of Jesus spoken in all the New Testament. Everything else is, and he heard this and he heard that. They heard Jesus say this, they heard Jesus say that. But the Beatitudes are straight wisdom, a way of living, a way of life offered by Jesus. That's the practice. The practice of Christianity is not going to church. It is not it's not confession. It's not the last rites. It is not communion. It is living in accordance to the Beatitudes. It's in accordance to when Jesus was asked, "What are the greatest of the commandments?" And he said, "Love God above all else, and love your neighbor as you would love yourself. Love your brother as you would love yourself." Pretty simple. Hey, Lee, I have a trick for you, Yogi, but I won't say what it is just yet. A trick. 18 days till Easter, coming up. Not far at all. Hey, Dolly. So, yoga. The entirety of yoga is the ending of suffering, self-realization, waking up. Yoga is accomplished. Yoga means union, to join. Yoga is accomplished. If you follow the Ashtanga yoga or Raja yoga, it would be following the 8 limbs of yoga, which are the ethical foundations, personal observances, the asanas, which are the postures, pranayama, the breath work, pratyahara, turning within, turning the senses from outward focus to inward focus, and then 3 stages of meditation, starting with one point of attention, going to the repetition of whatever the observance of whatever it is you're meditating upon, followed by complete absorption, which is samadhi. And then we have Bhakti Yoga that Tom practices and offers us quite a bit, which is devotion, devoting everything, devoting your every waking hour, your every thought, your every breath to Krishna, to God, to Brahma. Hey, Ellie, how are you? And then you have Karma Yoga, it's the practice of selfless service. You are serving others, recognizing the God within. Same God within you, it's the same God within others. Then you have Jnana Yoga, the yoga of self-inquiry. Those are the 4 paths of yoga. The 5th path, the unspoken one, the yoga of forgiveness. So the ways that we achieve that, we practice that, or we can also practice all of these help clean the kleshas, the 5 afflictions of the mind. We see the world through our attachments, through our aversions, through our belief that we are a small separate ego, through the fear of death, because as a small separate ego, we'll eventually die, and ignorance. We don't even know who we truly are. We're seeing the world through those lenses. We're also trying to cleanse the samkaras. Hey, thank you, my friend. Have you seen my friend? Wow, that is a lot of jewels. Very much appreciated. I have not seen that one before. 32 days until Lady Sky's birthday. Thank you so much, my friend. That is much, much appreciated. 30 days till Yogi's birthday. Wow, it is. You're right about that. Um, I'm glad you're doing amazing, Ellie, and thank you for that. And Tony says, so here's where I see an issue. How do you expect anyone to love someone when they haven't learned to love themselves? True, 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 true. But sometimes it's easier for people to focus outwards than it is inwards. It doesn't lessen the attempt. Sometimes you will find yourself through the love of another. Sometimes you will find your love for another through your love for yourself. So I don't know how the mystery works, but I'm learning to trust the mystery. Love is love. When we give ourselves to true love, then everything will be revealed when it's supposed to be revealed. So in place, we also have the samkaras. Samkaras are the mental imprints that we've had from a lifetime or lifetime of getting particular results from thinking and then acting a certain way. Oh, hey, Plushie, you changed the name, my friend. Or is this a different channel? I think it's a different channel. Otherwise, you'd be modded up. So something happens, we react a certain way, and we wonder, why did I do that? I'm tired of doing that. It happens again, we react the same way, and we think, why did I do that? I'm tired of doing that. It's called the samkaras, the mental imprints. It's like the old LPs. If you want to hear any song on Zeppelin 4, you put the needle on any song on Zeppelin 4 you want to hear. You're always going to get that song. You can't put the needle on the second song and hear a different song other than that. It's impossible. So we want to cleanse that. And the entirety of yoga, no matter what practice that you're following, jhana yoga, bhakti yoga, all of those, Raja yoga, all of those are cleansing those mental imprints as well as allowing us to soften those afflictions of the mind so we see the world differently. Buddhism as well. And the Buddha says that in the twin verses. Oh, so you just changed it. You're the same channel. Well, let's fix you up. I don't know why you're not modded up, my friend. Hey, Sherry. Waiting for your trick to know what it will be, Yogi? Sure. There's a little trepidation here, a little fear. I'm a little scared. What's Lady Sky have up her sleeves? Let me read. This is from Buddha. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Suffering follows an evil thought as the wheels of a cart follows the oxen that draws it. By evil thought, I don't mean like evil as in doing bad. Evil thought meaning that you get the world that you see with a thought that you have. Our life is shaped by our mind. We become what we think. Joy follows a pure thought, like a shadow that never leaves. He was angry with me, he attacked me, he defeated me, he robbed me. Those who dwell on such thoughts will never be free from hatred. He was angry with me, he attacked me, he defeated me, he robbed me. Those who do not dwell on such thoughts will surely become free from hatred. For hatred can never put an end to hatred. Love alone can. This is an unalterable law. People forget that the lives will end soon. For those who remember, quarrels come to an end. So this could have been taken right out of Course in Miracles. This could be taken right out of the Tao Te Ching. Literally, change your thoughts and your life will follow. Changing your thoughts sounds like a pretty simple thing. Well, I'm just going to have different thoughts, right? It's not so easy. This is the genius. Hey, Pig and Run. Hey, Evan. This is the genius of Course in Miracles. Course in Miracles says, don't worry so much about your thoughts. hand them over to Jesus, hand them over to the Holy Spirit, hand them over to Krishna. Let your thoughts be cleansed by that which is clean. We can't change our thoughts. Man, it would be a thankless and endless job. Thoughts come, thoughts go continuously. It would literally drive us crazy. But we can hand every thought, every grievance over to the Holy Spirit. And that was lesson 177, and of course, miracles. I am entitled to miracles. Meaning, here's where this lesson ends. I will not trade miracles for grievances. And when only what belongs to me, God has established miracles as my right. So I will not trade. A miracle is a shift of perception. A miracle isn't saying, I want a job, and poof, you get a job. A miracle isn't saying, I want a girlfriend, I want a boyfriend, I want a spouse, and someone knocks at your door and says, I'm here to marry you. Hey, that would be nice. A miracle is a shift in perception. When you change your perception, the world changes in return. I will not trade my miracles for grievances. Every grievance is based upon a thought. Again, we don't want to drive ourselves crazy examining every thought that led to these grievances. We just know if I have a grievance, it's because I've been having thoughts about my grievances, and I want to hand these thoughts over to A Course in Miracles, to the Holy Spirit. Sorry. All right, let me jump in the chat. Where are we? Sherry says, are you looking forward to your peanut butter pie, Lady Sky? It sounds delicious. Everything with peanut butter is, you know what? A spoon and a jar of peanut butter is delicious. Hey, Buddha, how are you, my friend? Sorry I didn't see you come in. Buddha's going to be in the background. Have an amazing day. And hello, everyone. Thank you, my friend. Have an amazing day, too. Let's see. Seb says, it sounds incredible. Peanut butter pie. Montgomery says, Evan says, hey, bro, I do pre-tax organization before I give to my accountant, and it's so stressful. You been there? No, I haven't. I've been stressed out, paying taxes, but not like that. Maybe because I don't make enough to be stressed out over it. I get more stressed out having to pay to get my taxes done than I do having to pay my taxes. Right now, the big stress is I have I still have unpaid property tax that is accumulating interest. And I'll have more property taxes in the summer. And I also have assessment fees, which is ridiculous. Pig and Runt says, I am hated by my so-called friends. Who hates you, Pig and Runt? If they hate you, then they're not even so-called friends. They're not even friends. Lady Sky says she can't wait to make it. Lee says, Pig, I don't hate you. I struggle too. And Lee says, and I'm glad you're here, Pig. You're a good man, Lee. Pig and Runt says, Seb, thank you. This guy says, you're a funny person, Pig and Runt. I don't hate you. You sure you want to burden Jesus? Jesus could never be burdened. Sherry says, yep, I agree about the peanut butter. You know what? You don't even need a spoon. You got a perfectly good finger. Just make sure you wash it before and after. Peanut butter says, sorry, Lee says, peanut butter, I do like it. Not had it for a while. Break out the peanut butter. Put it in your oatmeal. Life will be better. Scott says, well, does that change because of your perspective? You sure about that? My experiences show me otherwise. However, I would not want to unburden you from your beliefs. Have at it, my friend. John says, your peanut butter is a homeless hack. Tons of protein, calories, and preservatives. Yep. Buddha says, it's okay. And thanks, Yogi. I'm in the background, sir. Much, much appreciated, my friend. Lee says, is that right, Long? You know what? Creamy, crunchy? Is it crunchy? Both are good. Both are good. Hey, Mike. Mike, how you been? Hey, is it getting warmer out there with you fishing? She says, I'm missing a lot of the comments. I don't understand why. Anyone know, is it my YouTube settings? Maybe it might be a glitch for the day. Evan says, dude, you just paying property taxes? What the fuck? Sorry. Fudge. Wow, that might be the first time I've cussed on the live stream before. If you haven't retired, get a part-time job. We talked about that before. I don't have a car. It would be exceedingly difficult right now to get a part-time job. This is my job, Evan. I'm trying to earn an income here. And property taxes are very, very high here. So to say just property taxes is not seeing the whole picture. It's extremely high property taxes. I live in a very high taxed area. And again, the assessment fees, and of course, you got utilities and all that other stuff. No, I don't have a pension. Me, I was too much of a wanderer and a daydreamer and attempting to be an artist and that kind of stuff. Squandered youth. I was a grasshopper. Remember the story of the ants and the grasshopper? The ants were storing away for the winter. The grasshopper was playing his fiddle, dancing around. That was me. Hey, Coastal Bloom. Oh, I like almond butter too, Jerry. He says, I feel like the only place I can really be Lee is here, hence why I spend my time here. Well, thank you, Lee. One, I appreciate you spending any time here. Two, I appreciate those kind words, not for me, but for everyone here. That, we've all collectively, based upon our individual personalities or individual thoughts, have created a really, really nice place. I never say that we've created a safe place because I don't know what safe is. I don't know what everyone's triggers are, right? Everyone has one or some. So, man, we can't keep a place triggered free. But what we can do is teach how to deal with our triggers. Remember our friend Doug Fishman? Great, great course teacher. Says, bless your triggers. That's your key to peace of mind. Everything that triggers you is your key to awakening. Everything that triggers you is your key to enlightenment. Use it. Open the door. Let our love open the door, said Pete Townsend. Hey, what's up? Jerry says, you will get there, Yogi. With YouTube, this was an amazing channel. Thank you. I'm making some changes. Diving in with the help of ChatGPT for one. Actually did an audit, asked me to make some changes. It sort of talks about when I do some of these live streams to be very specific and on point, which is an impossibility because these specific live streams, they're to hang out, they're to have fun, they're to maybe sing a song, they're to talk about A Course in Miracles, but to also to talk about spatulas and the difference between why crunchy peanut butter is just as good as creamy peanut butter. We're here to talk about butter pie. We're here to talk about sometimes you want to use a spoon, sometimes you want to use your finger. So I don't teach A Course in Miracles. I practice A Course in Miracles. These conversations, this is where I practice. This is where we all practice, I hope. Day, how are you, my friend? Day, Ellen? Mike says, sucks being stuck in bed. I'm sorry about that, Mike. Coastal, how are you, my friend? Mike says it's healing, but it can't get out. The temperature is nice. Busted up, fractured a rib on those rocks. Last feed. So you're home. You're not in the ER anymore, right? You were in the ER, now you're home. Man, cracked ribs are definitely painful. Kennedy Ellen, how are you, my friend? Longa says, Seb, yep, peanut butter is the best thing a homeless person can get their hands on for daily calories and protein storage as well. It's a good source of fat too, which in the winter is extremely important for keeping your body heat index high. Lee, thank you for that. Thank you for those kind words. Lee says, Yogi, Eric, go to the bookstore and get a business book. YouTube has its own agenda, and you have to cultivate it. I'm working on it, my friend. I am working on it. That's why you're seeing those little changes, little tiny things. Change of thumbnails. The thumbnail for this live stream is not one of the best. These live streams, I'm not so worried about it, but I'm working on my long form videos. I'm working on my shorts. These are where if you talk to the great YouTube mind, Love Our Toy Pups, residual income. For me, it's about bringing up the guest and diving in. So you get the greatest source of, we had Russell Johnson up on Tuesday. He talked about being a drug addict and how studying A Course in Miracles changed his life. It took me out of a decade-long drinking spree every single day. A drunk. No other way of saying it except that I was a drunk. Mike says, "No, I'm at home, trying not to move around too much." I bet. Janity. What was I saying? Thanks for the correction. Do you know I'm going to mess it up again, though? I apologize. Janety. I have that written down. Janety. Let's see. Evan says, I think YouTube is shallow and only takes very polarizing attraction to give out money. Yep, you definitely think that way. I don't know if it's true. I have an entire view of YouTube. What an amazing place it's given me to talk about the stuff that I talk about. What an amazing opportunity to meet someone named Evan, who I've had some incredible conversations with for well over a year now, I believe, right? I've met Mike, I met Lee, I've met Long John, I've met Sherry, I've met Dr. Tom, I met Janet E. Ellen. Some amazing people. Get to hang out with Buddha. I became good friends with Love Toy Pups. I met and have my life has been enriched by being with Cat and Jack. Amazing guests have come up and talked, all because of YouTube. Man, I've had people come up and talk about mysticism, Course in Miracles, and deep practices of yoga and the depth of meditation. I've had Buddhist teachers come up. I literally have had fully awakened people, the dropping away of the ego, come up and have a conversation. That is about as unshallow, it's about as deep as you can possibly get. Mike says, my father drank heavily. I don't like to think about it too much. I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. Marty Yanity says Tom. Tom loves saying that. So, as I mentioned before, he was a good wrestler. Jerry says, and we've all met great guests. Absolutely. With more to come. We got 2 tomorrow. We got 1 Saturday. Jack Cato says, say MPT, man. Evan says, I mean, the way it works, not the people you meet, which are awesome. No, to think I'm explaining my thoughts properly. That's okay, Evan. I understand what you mean, but it's a business. You play by the rules that the businesses have. I have no complaints about YouTube. Not really. Maybe there would be points to quibble, but I'm not smart enough. If there's a better way, I'm not the man to say what it is. I'm not saying that I'm not smart. I'm not YouTube smart. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I just show up. And lately I've been getting help from, ChatGPT, Gemini. Hey Jamie. Jamie, what's up? Keep life simple, my friend. How are you? Let's see. Trisha? Did I get that right? Good morning, my loving companions. Good morning, Trisha. Lee says, Jack, do you like a steak? Longer says, we love you too. You love you, Yogi. I love you too, Long John. Let's see. Jack says, yes, I love a good steak. Seb, what about you, my friend? He says to Mike, I did watch you fish a little while back. Mike's got an awesome channel, guys. I hope everyone here is supporting, is subbed and supporting. MVP Fishing, our friend Mike. Hey, Falcon. Falcon, thank you, my friend. We just had 10. Wow, 10. Who do we got? Coastal Bloom, good friend. Stone Fishing, Ken Wander, Red's Room. I haven't seen Red's Room now. Kathy Scott, just went Sue, our good friend Sue. Nice. Cat's Finn Nelson, awesome, awesome. Bravo Vinay, it has been a while since he's been here. Not K. And Git Tank. Git Tank. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much. Ashitosh, my friend. I will remember. He says, well, Falcon, good evening. Evan says, you're just trying to keep it rolling, bro. Hey, Evan, I always appreciate you. I always appreciate all our conversations. Like I said, you've been a good friend. Just because I might disagree with something that you offer does not mean that I don't appreciate and uh, give your thoughts consideration. So, man, if I gave you that impression, Evan, I apologize. Hey, Abby, how are you, my friend? Sure says I like meat, but have ethical challenges eating it. On again, off again, vegetarian since 7 years old. Well, since 7 years old. I've been complete vegan for over 16 years. I don't know the exact date. Trisha says Paramahansa Yogananda. Yep, he's back there. Several places, actually. Luke says, hey, that's the Yogi we've been following on YouTube. Look around. Can't find him. Which Yogi? That Yogi. It should be my theme song. Ashutosh says, hey, me and my cousins have started a morning run. Trust me, it's really hard. How far are you running? Sometimes it's not about the distance. Tom says, Yogi's such a bully. I know. I try to tone it down. He says, Tom, it reminds me of the sea shanty, Row Me Bully Boy Row. I think you ought to come up and sing it, Lee. He says, my favorite memory when Abigail sang live, my heart twinged. I think all of our hearts twinged. Janity, I got it right, didn't I? Said he understands me. So I'm excited to hear about your runs, Ashutosh. Jerry says, yes, stop bullying us, Yogi. Sometimes we all need a good bullying, right? Let's see. Today says, is it? Probably not. Mike says, most of the meat I eat is fish, mostly. Rice and vegetables. I catch my fish to save money. Can't remember the last time I ate bear or pork. Beef, not bear. I was going to ask, Brown, do you go bear hunting? Grandfather was a bear hunter. My father grew up hunting till he came home from World War II. Last uh, enlisted in the Navy when he was 17 years old from the backwoods of Pennsylvania. Um, Never saw anything outside of that little area his entire life. Ended up in the Sea of Japan on a mine sweep during the tail end when they were going to get ready to do the kamikaze aids. Um, he came home. He was wandering through the woods. He had his rifle in his hand. He saw a fox. He shot it. He thought, well, you know what? He could use the fur, make a little bit of money. It was a clean shot. When he came up, saw the fox, and he thought, why did I do that? I love foxes. They're beautiful. This is a beautiful animal, and I shot it without even thinking. Went home, put his rifle away, never took it back out. Never hunted again. So my grandfather, his other sons, all great bear hunters in north central Pennsylvania. Not too far from where our friend Skeeter, a little farther north from where Skeeter is. And when I asked him, I heard stories of my grandfather hunting bear and my uncles hunting bear. I saw bearskin rugs. I ate bear. I asked my dad, do you regret when you were hunting? And he saw bears, but he never took the shot. One, he said, was too young in bear season. It was legal, but he thought it was too young. And when I said, did you any regrets that you didn't get you a bear? He said, no, that would be one more animal that he would have regretted shooting. Evan says, my parents had a raccoon fur hat from the Inuit in Quebec. Wow. You ever wear it? Luke says, my heart doesn't twitch, it jiggles. He says, Yogi, I get stage fright. There's lots of songs I promise. It's okay. Sooner or later. Mike says, I'm not that crazy anymore, but he does say that he was once that crazy. Jack says, Seb, don't even worry about it. You get up Yogi's Live and sing the songs. He says, Jack, I'll try, I promise. Did he need tags to kill the bears? Yes. He had bear hunting season. Don't know how it worked. This was in the mid 1940s when my dad came back from the navies. And my grandfather, he hunted from since he was a little kid. He was born in 1883. So, the laws were a bit different then. His best friend and his cousin was the game warden. He was a forest ranger. Jack's laughing says, go on, Seb, my man. Falcon says, how could you hurt a poor little raccoon? I don't want to hurt any animals whatsoever. It's why I'm a vegan. I'm an ethical vegan, which is why I also don't say to other people, do what I do, do what you do. If it works for you. Trisha says, it's a bleed vibration of our past lives. And if not letting it go, it will mess with your now mind. Thank you, Trisha. Mike says, I used to go out hunting with my Uncle Seb. I have a philosophy: if you're hunting for your table to help get by, I could totally understand. It's poachers that take over their limits. I agree with that. I agree with all of that, Mike. That's why I support fishing and hunting channels who I think are um, doing it the right way. As well, uh, boy, my grandfather did not like sport hunters, people who hunted from their cars. My grandfather hunted bears with dogs back in the day, which you can't do with bear anymore in Pennsylvania, but you can still hunt raccoons and other things that go up trees with dogs. Luke says bear hunting sounds wild, must be quite the life. Back then, they had to keep the population at bay for safety reasons, I guess. Nah, not so much for safety. Falcon says, there are parasites in meat, like worms, man, gross. Falcon, are you a full vegan? I heard black bear is tasty. It's a little greasy, from what I recall. I was just a kid. Hey, Jennifer, my friend, how are you? I'm doing good. How about you? Mike says, Jennifer. Hey, William. William says, hello, Eric and Channel. Sniper, how are you? Lee says, hey to William. Mike says, we hunt squirrels, rabbits, and occasionally turkey. Every bit of meat fed us. It's the same way it was for my dad's family. Um, and boy, he used to tell me he loved, I never saw it, never had it, squirrel pot pie. Of course, they used to pot pie everything. Me, I can't recall I ever had a pot pie before. Falcon says, vegetarian, but I'm finding it difficult to give up butter and cheese. Hey, how about if you found locally sourced butter and cheese that was ethically raised? Small batch. Probably cheese might have been one of the last things that I gave up, but I believe the very last non 100% vegan meal that I had was probably salmon. Everyone's saying hi. They make vegetable pot pie. Yep. I see no reason for the pie part. Give me the vegetables, man. Pot roast for my lunch today, Yogi. Nice. What's it served with, Lady Sky? Mike says, sorry. Luke says, I'm not a vegan. My philosophy is life eats life. Insects, mammals. I would like to hunt my own meat, but I do it only for food, and I would heed head to tail. I'd pray and thank the animals. It's the way it used to be done. Not just the natives. We were all natives something once. You know what I mean? We were Native Americans, we were Native Africans, we were Native Celts, we were Native Saxons, we were Native something. And we all honored life in the same way. Our own unique ways, but it was all the same. Not to be said for getting back to our own wildness. Trisha says multiple sclerosis is gone. Doctors don't know what happened. I'm a course student. Trisha, that is awesome. Awesome, my friend. How long did you have MS for? How long have you been a course student for? Trisha, I just subscribed to you, my friend. and it appears that I'm your very first subscriber, which gives me a very, very proud position. So Tricia, how did you find us? Deborah says that's perfect news. It sure is. This guy is having carrots, onions, celery, and potatoes. That sounds good. Man, if I had all that, I wouldn't even need the pot roast. Lee says, I'm going on a fast tomorrow. I'm just a greedy guy. Mike says, I thank every fish I catch, even the ones I release. Been doing it since I was a kid. Mike, you are an awesome fisherman, and the reason you're an awesome fisherman is because you are an awesome man. You got a pure heart, my friend. You are one of the best. Sherry says, well, Tricia, that is amazing. So happy for you. I just had very sharp claws stuck in the left side of my, or the right side of my butt by a cat, by the way. Falcon says, you're a good man, Mike. He certainly is. I thought I thought you would like to see who is tormenting me right now. You're welcome, Mike. Always. Hi, Pam. Just now getting here. I'm an caregiver for my 90-year-old mama. Bless you, my friend. 3 times in my life, I've been asked to step up to be a caregiver. 3 times I said yes. 3 of the best things that have ever happened to me. Stargazer, my friend, how are you? Stargazer, how come you're not modded up? Sure, he says, I love that, Mike. This guy says, kitty. Mike says, yepper, she wants to touch. It's a she. I have 2 sister cats that I adopted when they were 10. Reaper, my friend, how are you? Salute to the legend, the man, the myth. Some might say the burpee god. Some might say that on the 7th day, God started doing burpees. And then he said, man, this is too hard. So on the 8th day, he created the burpee reaper to do all the burpees for him. I'm just telling you the legend. Could it be true? I think probably so. Tricia says, you need to do nothing. No, you don't. No, you don't. This guy says, no link to come up. I got one in the box. Reaper's laughing. Well, Jerry says, what are the kitties' names? Well, this one is the black cat. The one downstairs is the other black cat. Sometimes they switch around. Sometimes when I'm downstairs, then that's the black cat. And the one up here is the other black cat. Don't judge me. Reaper says, oh, stop it. You know it's true. You know it's true. You want to know why I don't do as many burpees as I used to? There's not that many left anymore. Burpee Reaper has done almost all the burpees. The rest of us have to do like a little bit here, a little bit there. He's used them all. He's done all the burpees. There's no burpees left for the rest of us. I'm actually pretty thankful for that. Pam says, thank you, Yogi. Your live stream is so refreshing. Thank you, Pam. So I was a caregiver for my mom with dementia for almost a decade. Shared duties, my father, my brother. When my mom passed away, I'd gotten divorced, moved back in with my father. I was uh, caregiver. I got divorced when I was still caregiving for my mom. Did make it easier um, for both. Made it easier for my father, for my mother, for myself to get through the divorce. It was not easy. Um, and then when my mom passed away, I stayed with my dad and I became his caregiver. I became his end of life caregiver, uh, which was one of the single best things I've ever done. Also, one of the single most heartbreaking things I've ever done. When my wife, she was in the Air Force, she was deployed in Iraq. We were just then talking about getting divorced, and she asked if I could stay, take care of my stepdaughter. The third time I became a single stepfather caregiver for my then 13-year-old stepdaughter. When you are asked to step up, do your best to step up. Rupert says, Yogi, I picked up a 30-pound kettlebell a couple days ago and I liked it. I love my kettlebells. Kettlebells, I started kettlebells. I started competition kettlebell training in 2004. Did that all the way until 2010 when I started ultra running for a decade. Then I started the high rep bodyweight stuff when I met Reaper way back in 2021. And then about 5 years. Uh, but the kettlebells called me back. I still do burpees every day, but mainly just to warm up, cool down, in between stuff. Oh, I need to get this link up. Pam says, oh, well, no, I bet not. So bless you, Pam. Bless you for what you're doing. Luke says I've been out and about trying to find those burpees. I'm glad if I get a few every now and then. It only takes a few. Guys, go check out the Burpee Reaper if you want to see how it's done. No one moves. There's lots of big names that I love and that I support. There's a lot of powerhouses, a lot of really fast people, but no one moves like the Burpee Reaper because he combines everything. You don't realize how powerful he is because he's moving so smoothly, so cleanly. It's like liquid. It's like the Bruce Lee of burpees. So we'll be live for about 10 more minutes-ish. I got a phone call to make. I do have the link dropped. It says you're the real deal, Eric. I respect your integrity. You stepped up. You know what? Here's the thing. I really appreciate those words. Sometimes I am the real deal. Sometimes I'm not. I'm very sincere in my practice, which means that I have to be very aware of the times when I fail to meet the standards that I've set. And I do fail. I do quite often. Um, but I'm happy to keep trying. I'm happy to be on the path. I'm happy to practice. That's the important thing about having a practice is sometimes you mess up. It's those times you mess up that are the most important times. Because if you're going through life and you're forgiving, you're surrendering your judgments, you're letting go of grievances, like everything else, it starts with you. I can't forgive other people their grievance and hold one against myself, and I can't hold one against myself without forgiving it so I don't hold it against others. Sip says, burpee is a workout. Sure is. Let's call kitties no names since it's store brand. I don't know if she agreed with you or not. So I adopted them when they were 10 years old. They were sister cats, two black cats. The person at the shelter told my ex-wife that they were afraid no one would want them because they were black cats because they were 10 years old, or someone might want one and not the other. So when my ex-wife told me that, I was like, well, you know what that means? And she goes, yeah, I know. It means you got to go get them. So she brought them over to me. That was about 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. I think 4 years ago. Well, that means they're like 14-ish years old. I figured they already had a name.
Hello, hello.
Hello, why are we looking at sausages?
Well, I thought maybe I can do, since I'm making a dessert on March 28th, I wanted to show you how to make sausage pinwheels.
Stick them in the microwave?
No,
No?
you bake
Huh.
them in the oven.
Bake them in the oven. All
Yeah,
right.
and this is the sausage that I'm going to use, Jimmy Dean, because I shine on.
It's got to be
I'm
Jimmy
like,
Dean.
yeah, I'm like their logo. I shine on.
Jimmy Dean was actually, and I believe he was an actor.
An actor.
Yep.
And I'm going to use crescent rolls. But I wanted to make a couple of things to go with the Easter meal.
Right.
So this is the trick. I was gonna like do my dessert, then pull this trick. I'm like, she's doing 2 recipes.
Give me a second.
So what do you think?
I want to let our new friend Trisha know. Hey, if you ever want to come up and talk the course, let me know. Send me an email. It's available on my channel page. Jimmy Dean, a little sunshine in your sausage. You got sunshine in your sausage there, lady Sky?
Yeah, because I shine on.
All right. What's the first step? Since we're not using a microwave.
Oh, you'll see when it gets closer to time. I just wanted to show you the little trick that I was gonna pull. I'm not making them now.
So the little trick was to assault me with sausages.
No. No.
I don't know. I was sabotaged.
Sabotage.
My day was cruising along, sausage free, and out of the blue, a sausage attack.
No. Does anybody buy Jimmy Dean? Do you buy Jimmy Dean sausage?
Do I buy Jimmy Dean sausage?
Yeah.
What would I do with Jimmy Dean sausages?
Eat it. Cook it and eat it with your scrambled eggs.
With what part of any of that sounds even remotely vegan to you?
They have
Jimmy
vegan
Dean,
sausage, I'm sure. Jimmy Dean vegan sausage.
they do. I don't know if Jimmy Dean makes a vegan sausage. Um, but they do make vegan sausages that actually aren't bad.
Yeah.
I don't eat it. I don't eat um like even processed vegan food unless I go out to eat. Hey cat.
Right.
Pam says, I do occasionally. Focus says poor
Hello,
pigs.
Cat and Jack.
So who was? Give me a second here, Lady Sky. Who was? Let me spell who correctly. Who was Jimmy Dean? Sausage. Well, he passed away, and I'm sorry, he was a multi-talented American country music singer, television host, actor, and interpreter. He founded the Jimmy Dean Meat Company in 1969. Hey, I remember his song. You ever heard the song Big Bad John?
Those big crescent rolls. Honey butter.
Well, you're living it up. Honey and butter. Back when I was a kid, we couldn't afford both. We either had honey or we had butter.
Oh, really?
No. Sherry says, I've been on a lentils kick. Me too, for about the last 12 years or so. Yeah, Pam says he was a country music singer. Big Bad John. I remember that song.
So what do you think? Sausage pinwheels, along with the chocolate chip cookie trifle.
I think that sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, these are honey butter crescent rolls. Pam C.
so if it says if it comes wrapped in paper, is that vegan-ish? Vegan-ish? I don't think it would pass the vegan muster. Not vegan mustard, the vegan muster.
Vegan mustard.
Sherry says, "Ooh, I used to love the crescent rolls. I forgot about this."
Yeah, I saw a hack on TikTok. Well, Facebook Reels. I saw a hack where this you put 2 cans of whatever crescent rolls into a loaf pan. You un you you don't roll them out. You leave them whole after you open up the can, and then you spray the loaf pan with Pam cooking spray, and then you put the rolls in, and then you bake it for 42 minutes at 350. And you can put melted butter on before you bake it. You can put like some melted butter on top, or some type of garlic powder to make like garlic bread out of crescent rolls.
Was I correct? Did I hear you once say that you don't like garlic too much?
I like garlic.
Do you?
I don't put garlic in everything though, but I do use garlic in some of my food.
Milkshakes?
Do what?
Milkshakes?
No.
No.
Ew.
Ice cream topping? Garlic ice cream?
No. But I
Trisha
wanted to make
says,
sausage pinwheels, sausage pinwheels. Have you ever heard of them?
it sounds vaguely familiar, but maybe when I see you make them, it'll ring a bell.
Yeah.
Trisha says, all meat and vegetables are good. I just don't like the meat. I did ivermectin and microdosing, and the doctor cannot find the multiple sclerosis anywhere in my back or in my blood. Awesome, 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 Trisha.
Does anybody buy crescent rolls in the can besides me?
It's a good question. We'll see. Pam wants to know what is the dimension of the loaf pan?
I don't know. I just saw it on Facebook Reels a few days ago where people are putting croissant rolls, and you open up the can and you don't roll these out. You just leave them whole, like they are, and then you just put them in the pan. And some people put honey butter, more melted butter and honey butter on it. Looks really good. It looks like actual homemade bread once it's done cooking in the oven
Cool.
for 42
Uh,
minutes.
William says the original video, the guy made garlic bread out of the 2 cans of crescent rolls in a bread tin.
Yeah, I think that's the one I saw on Facebook Reels or TikTok. I'm not
Sherry
on
says,
TikTok, but I saw something about it on Facebook Reels.
gotcha. Sherry says, a cool lady sky. I love garlic, but it isn't great for breath.
Right.
Good for the blood pressure, though.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Pam. And then you just bake them in the oven in a loaf pan for 42 minutes.
You know what?
I haven't
Pan?
tried it out yet, but I see where the people that tried it out already said it was delicious. It looked like real homemade bread that you just made from scratch. What it looks like when you cut it into slices.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing what you got.
Yeah, I wanted to come up for a few minutes and show you my trick that I'm gonna pull. And you were like fearing for your life, like, uh-oh.
He's being attacked by Jimmy Dean and his sausages. Pep says, I never heard of sausage pinwheels, but I will definitely try both the loaves and the pinwheels.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna
you
make the
see,
sausage pinwheels on March 28th at 4:25.
I was going to say, you'll see exactly how to do it. Mary's going to come up and show everyone.
Yeah, and if you want to follow me on how I make the sausage pinwheels, all you need is whatever type of breakfast sausage you use. I'm using Jimmy Dean and crescent rolls, and you'll see me how to make these sausage pinwheels. They're very easy to do. So
That's Pillsbury,
do what?
Pillsbury crescent roll.
That's the
But
kind that I buy.
yeah, by the way, I want to let you know that this particular live stream episode has been brought to you by Jimmy Dean, the finest sausage of all the sausages available, and Pillsbury. Get your crescent rolls from Pillsbury, the home of the Pillsbury Doughboy. They want to send some kickback my way, Mary. I won't.
And you gotta do the hoo-hoo.
I don't. I don't have to do that. You will never ever hear me do that. I can guarantee you.
You know, remember the Pillsbury commercial where people stick their finger into his little stomach, and he'll
Yep.
say hoo-hoo.
I do remember. Do you remember the one commercial where the guy did that and the doughboy says, "What the heck, man? Why you poking me like that?" Do you remember that one?
No.
No, that was my favorite one.
I
Big
remember
boy.
the one with the owl saying how many licks to the end of the Tootsie Roll Pop. And the owl counts 1, 2, 3, and he bites the whole entire lollipop.
Oh,
The
I
Tootsie
remember that.
Roll.
Yep. How many licks? How many licks does it take? Falcon used to love fried blood sausage. I've never heard of that. Sherry says, think I saw pinwheels with cinnamon and sugar. Lady Sky, the cooking wizard.
I'm a cooking wizard.
No, but you're pretty good at it, that's for sure.
Hmm.
And you can tell that you love presenting it to people.
Yeah, I like to cook. Cooking is like a passion for me. I've been told that I should have my own bakery because I do so many desserts. I've
Not a
been
bad
told
idea.
that by a few people. I'm like, well, if you have the money to lend me a place, go right ahead. If you have the finances, because I don't have the finances to run a building.
Cool. Right, so Lady Sky, we're gonna get ready to wrap things up. I got a few things to do. I got a phone call to make. I promised a friend that I would give him a call.
All
We'll be
right,
live
I just
again.
wanted to show you what I was going to teach, my trick.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Lady Sky. I always like it when you come up, and I always like seeing what you have for us.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me up.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go back in the side chat.
Okay,
So
thanks.
you're welcome.
Guys, we're gonna wrap things up. I'll be back at 5:25. Again, it's gonna be an open live stream. Just gonna hang out. It's Wednesday, but you never know. Someone might come up and sing a song. I might sing a song. Hey, Sue, Bud Files, how are you? Our friend Deanna Fusen is gonna swing by. I don't know if she's gonna pop up, chat for a few minutes or not, but she'll be here. She'll be in the chat. We are doing our best to get her to 50 subs. She is a wonderful course teacher. She's made multiple appearances here. Absolutely love our friend Deanna. Yesterday she was here with Julie. So, guys, if you're here and you have not subscribed to Deanna before, if you could help her out, it would be much appreciated. She's got a lot to teach. And I'm eager to learn. Bye, Pam. Pam, thank you so much. Guys, I'm going to see everyone later. Falcon, again, thank you so much. See you guys. Love you.